Coco Gauff has quickly established herself as one of the most mentally sharp and self-aware athletes of her generation. Like many Gen Z stars, she moves through the chaos of social media with intention, absorbing what adds value while filtering out what doesn't. That balance was on full display during her impressive run at the Miami Open, where a surprising source of inspiration helped shape a key moment in her match. A social media spark in the heat of battle during her round of 16 clash against Sorana Cîrstea, Gauff found herself in a physically demanding and mentally taxing encounter. The match was anything but straightforward. Momentum swung repeatedly, service games were difficult to hold, and both players struggled to impose sustained control. Yet amid the tension, it wasn't just her training or coaching team that influenced her tactical decisions. It was a comment from a fan on social media. After securing a hard-fought 6-4, 3-6, 6-2 victory, Gauff revealed a surprising detail about what was going through her mind during critical moments of the match. "Honestly, I saw a tweet that said I should go to the net more," she initially said. "I was like, yeah, you're right, I win a lot of net points." That realization stayed with her throughout the match, even during high-pressure situations like match point. It's rare for elite athletes, especially those surrounded by experienced coaching teams, to openly credit fan commentary as an influence on in-game strategy. But for Gauff, the comments served as a timely reminder of something she already knew, but hadn't fully applied under pressure. Clearing the air, not Twitter, but Threads. Later, during her press conference, Gauff clarified an important detail. "The advice didn't come from Twitter after all, it came from Threads. Yeah, actually, I saw it on Threads," she explained. "I got confused. It wasn't Twitter because I'm on a Twitter break. Yeah, Twitter's a bit toxic. So I actually haven't been on in like a month or 2 months." Her comment sheds light on how carefully she manages her digital environment. In an era where athletes are constantly exposed to criticism, hot takes, and negativity online, Gauff has taken a deliberate step back from platforms she finds mentally draining. Instead, she's chosen to engage more selectively, an approach that's increasingly common among younger athletes who prioritize mental well-being. Despite stepping away from Twitter, she remains open to constructive insights, regardless of where they come from. In this case, a simple suggestion resonated because it aligned with her own understanding of her game. Trusting practice over pressure. Gauff went on to elaborate on why the fans' comment struck a chord. "It wasn't introducing a new concept, it was reinforcing something she and her coaches already emphasize in training. I guess I have to remember that part of my game," she said. "It's something we do practice a lot, and my coaches encourage a lot. I think just in match situations, it's about remembering what you practice and trusting that." This insight highlights one of the biggest challenges athletes face: translating practice habits into match execution. Under pressure, even well-trained instincts can be overshadowed by hesitation or overthinking. For Gauff, approaching the net is a strength, but one she sometimes forgets to utilize fully during matches. Her reflection on volleying was both honest and insightful. "I consider myself someone who can volley decently well. I'm obviously not the best volleyer, but definitely not the worst." She added that volleys can actually simplify decision-making. "Sometimes the volleys are the easiest play because there's the least amount of thinking. It's really hard to overthink a volley." That statement reveals a deeper layer of her mindset. In high-pressure moments, reducing complexity can be a game-changer. By moving forward and finishing points at the net, she removes the possibility of long, error-prone rallies, and, perhaps more importantly, quiets the mental noise. A match defined by instability, and a strong finish. The match itself reflected the kind of unpredictability that often defines high-level tennis. Both Gauff and Cirstea struggled to hold serve early on, leading to a series of breaks that kept the outcome uncertain. In the first 2 sets, consistency was elusive. Service games were fragile, and momentum shifted frequently. Neither player could fully establish dominance, making it a test of resilience as much as skill. However, the 3rd set marked a turning point. Gauff elevated her performance when it mattered most. She stabilized her serve, held all her service games, and began to dictate play more effectively. That shift proved decisive. While Cirstea continued to fight, she couldn't match Gauff's level in the closing stages. This ability to adjust mid-match is one of Gauff's defining traits. She doesn't just rely on raw talent, she actively problem solves, recalibrates, and adapts. The victory also extended her perfect head-to-head record against Cirstea. Their previous meeting came at the Australian Open in 2020, where Gauff also emerged victorious. Maintaining that unbeaten record adds another layer of confidence as she progresses through the tournament. Social media, from distraction to advantage. What makes this story particularly compelling is how it reframes the role of social media in professional sports. For many athletes, online platforms are a source of stress. Criticism can be relentless, and the pressure to engage with fans while maintaining focus can be overwhelming. Gauff herself acknowledged this by stepping away from Twitter, yet, rather than shutting social media out completely, she's found a way to use it selectively, turning it into a tool rather than a distraction. This isn't the first time she's drawn inspiration from unexpected online interactions. At a similar moment at the US Open earlier in her career, during the US Open, Gauff experienced a similar shift in mindset, again sparked by a fan comment. Heading into the tournament, she faced immense pressure. As a defending champion, expectations were high, and scrutiny was intense. The weight of those expectations could easily have impacted her performance, but a comment on TikTok changed her perspective. Somebody commented on my TikTok, and they were like, "You've won in life, literally and figuratively, and there's no point in piling pressure on yourself on a victory lap." That simple message helped her reframe the situation. Instead of viewing the tournament as a burden, she began to see it as an opportunity to enjoy the moment. After defeating Varvara Gracheva in the opening round, she reflected on how much her mindset had shifted. "If I played this last week, I feel like it would be really difficult, but my perspective has changed a lot over 7 days. I was just trying to enjoy the match." This ability to quickly adjust mentally is one of Gauff's greatest strengths. Whether the trigger is a coach's advice, personal reflection, or even a fan's comment, she's remarkably open to recalibration. Momentum builds in Miami now. At the Miami Open, the pattern seems to be repeating itself. Once again, social media has played a subtle but meaningful role in her journey. Her victory over Cirstea wasn't just about advancing to the next round, it was about reinforcing her ability to adapt, trust her instincts, and stay mentally agile. Each match adds to her confidence, and each adjustment sharpens her competitive edge. The next challenge, Belinda Bencic. Looking ahead, Gauff faces a familiar opponent in Belinda Bencic. This will be their 7th meeting on tour, a rivalry that has seen both players enjoy success. Bencic has won 2 of their previous encounters, while Gauff holds the overall edge with 4 victories. That history adds an extra layer of intrigue to the matchup. Matches between players who know each other well often come down to fine margins, tactical adjustments, mental resilience, and execution under pressure. For Gauff, maintaining the momentum she built against Cirstea will be crucial. If she can continue to serve effectively, trust her net game, and stay composed in key moments, she'll have a strong chance of advancing to the semi-finals. The bigger picture beyond the immediate results, Gauff's journey offers a glimpse into the evolving nature of modern sports. Gauff embodies this shift. She doesn't ignore social media, but she doesn't let it control her either. Instead, she uses it on her own terms. Her story at the Miami Open is a perfect example of that balance. A single fan comment, easily overlooked, became a meaningful influence in a high-stakes match. Not because it introduced something new, but because it reinforced what she already knew, and helped her act on it. Can she keep it going? As she prepares for her next match, the question remains, can Gauff sustain this level of performance? Momentum in tennis can be fragile, but so far, she's shown the ability to build and maintain it. Her improved serving in the 3rd set against Cirstea, her willingness to adapt, and her growing confidence all point in the right direction.